At the start of the story, we see James standing at the grave of his late friend. His face shows a strange sadness, weighed down by old memories. He's just standing there quietly, lost in those moments from the past. But no one could have guessed that the next moment, a huge explosion would blow him into the air. He quickly regains his footing and starts running fast to save his life. When he reaches a bridge, a black car speeds up behind him, firing bullets non-stop. James is completely shocked by this. He jumps, and the car speeds straight ahead. James immediately flies off and runs the other way, but a heavy motorcycle comes right at him. From this side, a black car drifts in, music, and traps him from both sides. The people inside the car start firing bullets at him non-stop. Seeing the enemies closing in from both sides, James gathers his courage. He rushes forward, grabs the cable of the bridge, and makes a big leap way down, dodging the wires and poles coming his way. Breaking through, he falls down. Swinging through the air, he crashes hard into the wall and falls badly to the ground. Even the biker is stunned watching this stunt. James quickly gets up and starts running again, and in the blink of an eye, the biker is back on him. James lunges forward fast, knocks him down, grabs the biker's gun, and hits him hard on the head. They get into a fierce fight, kicks and punches flying. Taking advantage of the moment, he grabs the guy by the neck tight. The biker tries really hard to break free, but before the questioning even starts, he spills everything himself. He says James has fallen victim to some huge conspiracy. James's face turns red with anger. He slams him hard against the wall, making his fake eye pop out. After that, James hops on the same bike, revs it up fast, drifts through the cemetery, and jumps over a tall wall. He gets caught. He goes straight to the hotel door, then heads to his girlfriend Madeline and asks her why she cheated on him. But Madeline doesn't understand a thing he's saying. James decides they need to get out of this crappy place first. The rest can wait. As soon as they hop into the sports car, the enemy thugs start chasing them. He spins the steering wheel fast, trying to shake off these guys. Madeline gets really scared by his crazy moves. The car speeds towards them, and without panicking, James presses a button, dropping a bunch of small bombs. The car explodes with a huge bang in an instant. Madeline is still in shock when suddenly they get slammed hard from the side, stopping their escape. The rest of the goons show up and start spraying the car with bullets non-stop. The bulletproof glass gets riddled with so many holes it looks like a sieve. Madeline starts trembling with fear. That's when the one-eyed thug shows up and starts firing like crazy at Madeline's side seat. Madeline screams, begging James to do something. James thinks to himself, if Madeline betrayed him and these are all his men, then why are they shooting at her too? But he melts seeing her sobbing. Just as the car window is about to shatter, James presses a button. The car's headlights transform, and two big machine guns pop out. He spins the car around and sprays bullets at the thugs all around. Then he presses another button, and a lot of smoke starts billowing out from the back of the car. Using the smoke as cover, he quickly drives the car out of the trap. Soon, they both reach the railway station. James forcefully pushes Madeline onto the train. Madeline's heart breaks completely inside. Tears fill her eyes, and her face shows a strange helplessness. She looks at James as if her whole world has just shattered. Yeah, she didn't even get a chance to tell James that she was gonna be the mother of his child. She was breaking inside, holding onto a deep secret in her heart that she wanted to scream out loud to James. But the train takes off. And just like that, 5 years fly by. Meanwhile, some thugs are sneaking around, climbing the outer wall of a research lab. Their plan is to steal dangerous bioweapons kept in the cold room. Suddenly, with a bang, the door flies open. The thugs easily break through security and get inside the lab. They open rapid fire and gather all the scientists in one place, taking them hostage. They track down the traitorous doctor who had been secretly helping them from the inside, and easily obtain the weapon. Just then, the security system detects the intrusion and automatically seals all the exit doors. But the criminals were already prepared. They throw a bomb into the elevator shaft, causing a massive explosion that creates an escape route. They successfully flee the laboratory building, leaving no clues behind. They go all in and blow up the whole research lab with a bomb. This instantly grabs the intelligence agency's attention. The boss sends a new agent to retrieve the stolen bioweapon and bring back the doctor. Meanwhile, James, the original guy with that codename, is chilling in retirement. Then an old CIA buddy drops by and fills him in on the lab explosion.
The moment James hears the enemy's name, he's off and running.
The new agent is right on his heels. She shows up and threatens James not to interfere with her mission. According to the info, he heads to a small bar to meet CIA agent Paloma. They got word that the doctor and the enemy's people were coming to a party tonight. Both of them quickly change their looks and head to the party. At the party, the doctor and one-eyed thug of the enemy actually show up. James blends into the crowd. Suddenly a light shines right on James, and everyone around quickly steps back in an instant. Everyone's eyes lock onto James. Suddenly, smoke starts pouring from the ceiling. Anyone who comes into contact with that smoke writhes and collapses to the ground, dead.
The dance floor turns into a nightmare in seconds. James, standing in the middle, goes completely silent. This was actually the bioweapon stolen by the enemies.
If you set the target's DNA in this weapon, the system recognizes it and delivers a guaranteed kill.
The enemy's real target was James, but who knew this doctor would betray them again? He's done for. He purposely dropped the data disk down and sneakily loaded it with the enemy's info.
With just one move, he took out all the baddies working for the enemy. In the middle of this chaos, James spots the doctor. The doctor recognizes him too, senses danger, and bolts at full speed. James chases after him, music. Grabbing a glass of wine, he aims carefully and smashes it right on the doctor, knocking him down. Both of them grab the doctor and rush toward the hall, trying to shake off whoever's chasing them. They start blasting with bullets. Suddenly, the agent jumps down from above. She grabs the doctor in the middle and tries to run away with him. James quickly leaps after her. The agent reaches the rooftop. Hook fires and tries to run toward the building across with the doctor.
James immediately raises his gun and shoots at Hook's position.
Both the doctor and the agent fall hard to the ground. Meanwhile, Paloma signals James to come with her. She gathers all her strength in a group. She takes them on one by one, quickly taking down all three of them. She then delivers a powerful kick to one man's face and sends another flying through the air.
After that, she picks up a gun, eliminates the remaining two on the spot, and says, "When will you finally resign?" She immediately gets into a car.
Taking advantage of the chaos from the gunfire, the doctor tries to escape, but Paloma spots him. She slams on the accelerator and crashes the car straight into a pillar, stopping him and taking him back into custody. With the mission complete, James thanks Paloma and boards a plane with the doctor to hand him over to an old friend. They later board a boat at the designated meeting point. James begins questioning the doctor about the weapon, but no one expected his old friend to be the real traitor. Afraid that the doctor might reveal his identity, the traitor immediately pulls out his gun and shoots James's friend. James rushes forward, but the traitor raises his weapon and fires several shots at him. James has no way to escape, so he hides inside the boat's cabin. When he turns around, he realizes the cabin door has been locked from the outside. He removes his coat to press against his wounded friend's injury, then starts searching for another way out. Suddenly, a massive explosion erupts, and the entire boat is engulfed in flames. Amid the fire, a plane takes off carrying the traitorous friend and the doctor. The freezing seawater sends chills through James's body. Water rapidly floods the cabin, and the boat is moments away from sinking. In panic, he calls out to his old friend and struggles to pull him above the rising water. The boat is about to go under, and his longtime friend is critically wounded, hovering on the brink of death. He begs James to leave him behind and save himself. Despite James's desperate calls, his friend slowly loses consciousness. Right before James's eyes, the loyal friend he had known for years slips from his grasp forever. He can do nothing but helplessly watch his friend sink into the deep ocean. No matter how hard he tries, he cannot save him. The spy who once saved the world is unable to save his own best friend. The loss tears him apart from the inside. Determined to survive, James dives underwater in search of a way out. By now, the boat has sunk deep beneath the sea. The immense water pressure makes it impossible to open the door, and he's running out of breath. Refusing to give up, he dives down once more and uses every ounce of his strength to rip the door handle off. At last, the door gives way, and he escapes with his life. Having returned from the brink of death, James swears to take revenge on those responsible. He pulls out his old car, which had been gathering dust for years, and speeds out of the garage like an arrow. The world's most dangerous spy is back. James heads to the prison to meet the enemy's mastermind, Blofeld. By coincidence, his ex-girlfriend, Madeline, is also working at the same prison. Their reunion is tense and emotional. Earlier, Madeline had secretly come into contact with a deadly bioweapon. She did so because one of the enemy's henchmen, Safin, had threatened to kill her daughter unless she used the weapon to assassinate Blofeld. That is why she had been avoiding any physical contact with James.
The two are sent together to meet Blofeld.
But at the last moment, Madeline changes her mind and tries to leave. James grabs her wrist to stop her, unknowingly transferring the bioweapon onto his own hands.
James enters the meeting room alone, hoping to force Blofeld to reveal the true mastermind behind everything.
There, he discovers that Madeline had never betrayed him.
The entire situation had been orchestrated by Blofeld. Enraged by the truth, James grabs Blofeld by the throat. But since they are inside a prison, he cannot simply kill him. James doesn't want to kill him. Even so, the bioweapon that had transferred onto James's hands ends up killing Blofeld. He also learns that once the weapon enters a person's body, it remains there for life and cannot be removed. The only good news is that the weapon harms only the person whose DNA has been programmed into it. After learning the truth, James goes to Madeline, and the bond between them is finally restored. They open their hearts to each other and are about to make up for the 5 years they lost apart. But suddenly, a sound from the floor above interrupts the moment. That's when James realizes that he and Madeline have a child together. He is left speechless. A man who spent his entire life dodging bullets and facing death suddenly discovers what it means to be a father. His eyes fill with joy, shock, and the fear of losing the family he has just found. The next day, James receives a call from one of his allies. He learns that the enemy's entire force is coming to kill him and his family. Without wasting a second, he takes his wife and daughter and drives away. But they haven't gone far before the enemy catches up. The attackers pull their cars alongside James's vehicle, surrounding him from both sides and trying to force him off the road. James quickly turns the steering wheel, knocking one car out of the way. Then he slams into another vehicle, sending it crashing onto a dirt embankment where it flips over violently and is completely wrecked. The relentless enemies even bring in a helicopter, joining the cars on the ground in a full-scale pursuit of James and his family. James swerves sharply to the left, flipping a black car that approaches from the side. Seizing the opportunity, he floors the accelerator and leaves all the pursuing vehicles behind. To escape the helicopter, he drives deep into a dense forest. There, he hides his wife and daughter in a concealed cabin, keeping them safe while drawing the enemy's attention toward himself. To distract the enemies, he goes out alone and starts firing bullets. Before the enemies arrive, James equips himself with new weapons. Meanwhile, an unlucky thug is the first to come face to face with him. As soon as James gets up, he fires a powerful explosive, sending the car flying into the air before it crashes upside down. After that, he goes over and makes sure to finish him off completely. Then he pulls a steel cable out of his vehicle and ties it between two trees, setting up a trap. The motorcyclist chasing him crashes straight into the cable and is thrown to the ground. Logan Ash, the traitor who blew up the boat with a bomb, also arrives there. Pointing his gun at James, he immediately starts firing continuously. James easily moves through the forest using the trees as cover. Seeing a car speeding directly toward him, he jumps to one side at the perfect moment. The car crashes straight into a tree, and James takes advantage of the opportunity to shower it with bullets. Meanwhile, Safin finds the hidden cabin. By the time James reaches there, the enemies have already taken his wife and daughter away. Since they couldn't defeat him in a face-to-face fight, they targeted his wife and child instead. No one could tolerate something like that. Both agents arm themselves and head together toward the enemy's hideout. This is the place where Safin is mass-producing the weapon. He wants to rule the entire world with the power of this deadly poison. The agent secretly enters through the water route using an aircraft. They use a special watch to disable the security cameras. Then they activate their radar system, which clearly reveals the entire map of the island. Soon, they locate the warehouse where the weapons are being stored. If these weapons are ever used, they will cause terrible destruction. James assigns the agent the task of blowing up the warehouse with explosives while he heads off to take revenge on Safin. On the other side, Madeline is forced to drink the deadly poison. Waiting for the perfect opportunity, she throws the poison into a thug's face, snatches the key from him, and escapes. Meanwhile, James comes face to face with Safin, who has taken his daughter hostage. Safin thinks he believed that the two of them were the same kind of people, and he hoped that James would understand his vision of changing the world. James quietly pulls out his gun and fires 3 shots, taking down the thug standing nearby. Safin immediately takes the little girl and hides behind a cupboard. He quickly turns around, and just then, his beloved Madeline appears right in front of his eyes. Meanwhile, Safin is running away with the little girl when she suddenly bites him hard. Crying out in pain, he instantly drops the little girl right there.
He didn't care about her life at all. Instead, his mind was filled with a twisted thought of revenge. The good thing was that the little girl safely reunited with her parents. James leaves his wife and daughter in the care of the agent and returns alone for the final fight with Safin. Holding his gun, he enters the base. He fires several rounds continuously, taking down every thug who comes in front of him. Dodging bullets, he keeps firing upward and finishes off the remaining thugs within just a few shots. Just then, a one-eyed thug suddenly grabs his hand. First, he makes him drop his weapon. Then he tightly grabs his neck with both hands. James quickly spins around and performs a backflip, landing on top of the one-eyed thug. James immediately gets up and counterattacks. He grabs the one-eyed thug by the neck and squeezes it with all his strength. At the same time, James presses the button on his special watch and places it against the thug's forehead. With a powerful electric shock, darkness covers the thug's eyes. The chapter of the one-eyed thug is now completely closed. After that, James contacts his headquarters and immediately orders the launch of the missiles. Several missiles head toward the island, as if they had sworn to wipe it off the face of the earth. But Safin had already prepared for this and had activated the defense system. James runs toward the control room to shut down the defense system. But Safin had already prepared for this and had activated the defense system. James runs toward the control room to shut down the defense system. But on the way, Safin suddenly appears and fires a shot, injuring James. James quickly gets up and grabs Safin's hand. He holds it so tightly that Safin cannot even move. Then, putting all the strength of his body into it, he suddenly realizes that during the struggle, Safin had found the opportunity to infect James with the weapon programmed with Madeline's and his daughter's DNA. That meant that if James ever touched either of them, they would die instantly in unbearable pain. The moment James hears this, the ground seems to slip beneath his feet. He is completely shattered from the inside. The family for whom he had risked everything, now he cannot even hug them once. A strange helplessness and a pain greater than death are clearly visible on his face. Completely broken and filled with despair, James picks up his gun and riddles Safin with bullets. But one important task still remains, to completely destroy this island filled with evil. Dragging his badly injured body, James reaches the control room and pulls the lever, shutting down the missile defense system. The weapon will now remain in his body for the rest of his life. It can never be removed. But that also means that in this lifetime, he will never again be able to hold his wife or his little daughter in his arms. How could anyone bear such pain? Even the heart of the world's strongest man gives up here. Gathering all the strength he has left, James climbs to the rooftop and, over the phone, says his final goodbye to his beloved Madeline. He slowly stands up and, looking out at the calm ocean stretching into the distance, begins waiting for his final fate. James peacefully looks up at the sky. The missiles fall like fireworks. At that moment, there is no fear of death on his face, only a deep sense of peace that he has saved his family. And with that, the remarkable life of the world's greatest spy comes to an end forever.